Hey there, replay viewer. How are you today? Make sure you drop me a hi in the comments. I want to say hi back to you and show my appreciation for you hopping on my video because I do appreciate you. Hey guys, it is Jody Dunn coming at you live today. I want to do a nitty gritty eyeshadow tutorial because I have ladies all the time, I've talked about this so many times, that they just struggle with their eyeshadow. And I've done some eyeshadow tutorials, but I haven't got like super nitty gritty of what color goes where, why I put it there, what it does for your eyes, and it's not super complicated. Like for real, you guys, I am a busy mom. I work a full-time job. I give myself 10 to 15 minutes to get ready in the morning. So obviously this video will take longer because I'm explaining and showing you, but I want to give you the exact how-tos to up your eyeshadow game and really make it look like you know what you're doing, but more importantly, you feel like you can do your eyeshadow and be confident in it, because I struggled with this for years upon years upon years. I knew not what I was doing. So I taught myself by watching videos, by learning techniques, by figuring out the shape of my eyes. So I want to help you with that learning curve. So we are going to start off today with my custom made palette. Our eyeshadows are sold individually, or you can get them in a 4-well, 6-well, or 18-well palette. So we are going to do colors today that will look good on any eye color. I did a video maybe last week talking about what colors to use for your eye color that would really make your eye colors pop. Hey, Jamie, thanks for joining. Hey, Lynn, thanks for joining. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to try to make this not too long, but you guys know I have a problem with like talking and doing. So I'm going to try to talk while I'm doing. So first thing I'm going to start off with is my transition shade, which is this beautiful pink color. Pinks are great for green eyes, and it really matches my skin tone well. So I'm going to put this on a brush, and I just use a dome blender for this. This one is not super important to be precise or anything like that. So one trick I will give you when you are starting with your eyeshadow, especially a transition shade, is hold your mirror down towards your chin so that you are looking down. Because when I am looking down, I can see my entire eye. Versus if I'm holding it up, my eyes are more open and I might have to close them and I might be squinting, and then you're not going to get as smooth of an application. So let's start off with our transition color, and your transition color is going to start in your crease, and you want to work that all the way up to where you feel your crease bone. So that is going to be different for everybody. I have like, I don't know, I would call them maybe halfway hooded eyes. And I have a really large space from here to my brow. And a lot of people don't. So I sometimes wish that I did, because the eyeshadow looks so fabulous on it. I have a lot of trouble bringing color other than my transition color up very high because it looks so weird on me because of my eye shape. All right, let's go into the other eye. So your transition color is going to help blend your eyeshadow out so it looks more gradient, it looks more seamless. It will be harder to see harsh lines, and it really kind of just makes you look like a pro with your eyeshadow. So your transition color, you want to pick something that is close to your skin tone. It's not going to be a dark color, and it's not going to be a shimmer. It needs to be a matte. So let's get that all on, and then we can start with our colors. And I am on way earlier today than normal because I have an empty house. My mom took my girls up north for a couple of days. They left this morning, and I am just kind of sitting here bored. I have nobody in the house. So I was like, let me get on Facebook Live and spend some time with my people there. All right, so we got our transition color on that creates a little bit of depth in our eyes, and it's going to make it so that our eyeshadow blends out really well. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with Taupe for the Best, which is a very light brown. It is a taupe, hence why it's called Taupe for the Best. I'm going to take a Dome Blender brush for this, and I am going to put this inside of my crease, just a little bit above, because remember I have like semi-hooded eyes, which means that when I have my eyes completely open, it makes it, you can't see my entire lid. And all I'm doing here is like windshield wiper motions, back and forth, and then circular motions. And I'm taking it down just to the end of my eye right here. So we're creating a little bit more depth in the eye. And like I said, it is a very neutral taupe brown color. Okay, now the other eye. We're gonna do the same thing. I'm not taking that up nearly as high as I took my transition color. And I'm not taking it all the way over either. You can if you want to, but this look right here will create a more open looking eye. So the more you bring in dark shadows onto your lid or all the way over, that will close the eye off a little bit. And I do love that look as well. But typically I go for something that's going to really brighten up my eyes. Okay, so we have our transition color on. We have our, this side looks a little bit lighter. So let me just fix that. We have our first neutral brown color on. And then we are going to take a very dark, so we are going to take a, this is called brownie point. So it's a super, super dark brown color. So I am going to put that in and tap it off a little bit so I don't have a lot of excess. This is where I'm gonna put this color. I'm gonna put it in my outer V. So think about a sideways V right here. So this is gonna be your outer V, okay? And I'm just gonna kind of place that on in the shape of like a sideways V. And then I'm going to blend it out. And I'm keeping that even a little bit lower than the Taupe for the Best color. And I'm putting that on the outer edge of my eye as well, and just kind of bringing that up a little bit. And again, you can do windshield wiper motions like this. You can do circular motions. And this darker color is just going to, again, create more depth in my eye, and then it kind of like brings my eye up. So let's do the other eye. We're placing that V and then blending it out. Super easy, super simple. I typically use 3 to 4 colors of eyeshadow every day. And I love this particular style. I will switch it up sometimes, but this is pretty much my go-to because I love the look that it creates in the eye. It creates that depth towards the back. It pulls your eye up, which makes you look younger. I am going to take my original transition color and just kind of blend that out again. And make sure everything looks blended and nothing looks like it's harsh. And it looks like I blended. If you blend too much, that's fine. You can go back in. Start off with less always versus a really, really heavy application because it is easier to build up than take away. And another trick, hold your brush as far back as you possibly can so you have less control. I know that sounds weird, and I'm a control freak, so it's really hard for me, but you will deposit less product. And the eyeshadows I'm working with are so super pigmented. They are at least 50% pigmentation, meaning just 50% of the product is the color. So you are getting an amazing color payoff with these. If you hold your brush super far up, you are really going to deposit a ton of product and it will make it harder to blend. So trust me on this, hold your brush as far back as you can. Yes, brushes, Jamie, brushes are so, I have heard people say, brushes don't matter. Yes, they do. I could never get the looks I get without brushes that are meant to do what I'm doing right now. So this brush, this big, wonderful brush that I love is not going to give me the precision right here in the outer V of my eye to create that look. All right, now I am going to use, oh, I got my mascara, put it under my armpit to warm it up. I always forget to do that on live. I always warm my mascara up. It will make the application so much smoother and creamier. All right, so this is a soft, fluffy brush. The bristles are kind of densely packed, and I like this for the lid because you can really just pat the color on, which is like what I like to do with the lid. I do not like to swipe because your color will not be as bright and you're gonna have eyeshadow fallout. So not that you won't ever have eyeshadow fallout by doing it this way, but it will definitely minimize it. All right, so I'm going to use this beautiful, like rose gold copper eyeshadow. It is called Antique Bar. It is so gorgeous. Would look fabulous on blue eyes. Does look fabulous on green eyes, would look amazing on brown eyes. It'll bring out the gold in your eyes. And what other color am I missing? Hazel. Oh my gosh, it would look so pretty on hazel. It will bring out the gold flecks in that too. All right, so I'm gonna pack this on my brush. I'm not sure if you can see that. And usually what I do with my lid colors is I spray them. I spray them with the finishing spray. You can spray them with water or you don't have to spray them. That's completely optional. I want my lid color, not only does my 10 years younger finishing spray help it stay, but I want my lid color to be a little bit bolder. So, all right, again, we're looking down so we can really see the lid, and we are gonna pack that color on by patting. We are just patting it on. Once you have the color on, you can certainly go back and swipe a little to blend. Can you see how gorgeous this color is? It is a shimmer and it's got like gold, rose gold, copper. It's so beautiful. All right, let's do the other eye. A lot of times I would use a lighter color on my lid, but I just wanted to go with this look today. It's actually one that I have never tried all these colors together, but he knew they would be beautiful. And I love getting our shadows wet because I feel like it gives them like a really metallic look, and I love that look. All right, so I am just gonna take that Dome Blender again, and I'm just gonna blend out just to make sure that everything blends together. I am going to take that Antique Bar, that beautiful golden rose, all of those beautiful colors mixed together, and line my lower lash line, obviously completely optional. You could stop right here, but I like to line my lower lash line. It kind of gives it a little bit more of a smoky look. And I just like the way it looks. And I never take, well, I shouldn't say never, but I will say very, very rarely. I don't take my, I always use shadow on my lower lash line because that's what I prefer versus a pencil, but I don't take it all the way in because the further you drag this in, the more it will close your eye off. So I stop like 3/4 of the way so that I'm keeping this part open so that my eye stays open. All right. Now, with this gorgeous palette, I am going to, hang on, I'm going to do this first. I'm going to take this. This is my brow tamer brush. I actually have 2 of them because I love it so, so much. This is way thinner than I don't know if you can tell the difference here. It is way thinner. This is a liner brush, and see how much thinner that is. So I love this one. I bought 1 extra one for liner. So I'm going to line with brownie points the very top lid. And I'm going to take my brownie points very, very close to my lash line, just like part way, just to create some extra depth in my eye. So again, I am still working with this one palette of 4 colors. All right. Now I'm going to take my other brow tamer brush and I'm going to do my brows because our look is never finished. When you are doing eyeshadow, you cannot judge the look. I hear a lot of women saying by the 2nd or 3rd color, like I'm lost. Keep going. You have to finish your look with mascara. It is never going to look the same without it. And for me, and I know not everybody does their brows, but I am a huge proponent for brows. Brows matter. Brows are amazing. Brows will change your whole look. So I am taking the same palette and I'm going to use my taupe for the best to fill in my brows. This is really going to frame my eyes and frame my face. And because my brows are thinning, it's going to make me look younger. And I love that part. So I just line the bottom of my brow. You can see how thin they are right there, like super thin. And I am just loving using eyeshadow because it really makes it look more natural. And I started off doing my brows with eyeshadow. I was not using the right tool. They did not look good. I did not like them. And I was really nervous to try them again, but I really wanted to give eyeshadow a chance because I know it looks more natural. And it was the tool. I didn't have the right tool. I was using a stinking fluffy brush to try to do my brows with eyeshadow, and that doesn't work, like at all. So now I have the right tool, and I adore using eyeshadow for my brows. And then I'm going to take, I turn my tool like this and just do like little up and down hair strokes here in the beginning to keep it looking a little bit more natural. So we have a brow that changes our whole look. Holy cow, I'm sweating. I always sweat when I get on live. Maybe, oh, I feel like I need to cut my hair off. Maybe it's my nerves. I don't know. Let me brush these hairs up to where I want them. And do this brow. Then we'll get mascara on. And this is my tricky brow because it has less hair than the other one. But you can see, like, see how thin I am down there? And it just makes you look older when your brows are thinning, but there's not a whole heck of a lot you can do about thinning brows. We just naturally start losing hair in our brows when we get older. That also can happen with our eyelashes, where our eyelashes start thinning out. All right, here's my tricky part. I have a teeny little bit of a tail on this one. It's not as much as this one, so I really have to draw this one on. And I try to make them as even as possible, but I know they're not supposed to match perfectly because nobody's brows are shaped naturally exactly the same way anyways. But when you're drawing them in, you do, I feel like I should be able to get them even. And it just doesn't happen very often. All right, so I'm going to brush that color out. And this is where I struggle on this brow because I don't hardly have an arch on this brow, but I do on the other one. All right, so we're pretty even. Now the last thing I do for my brows, I do use two colors because I am so thin on the tail and you can't see the color. Yep, they're sisters, not twins. You are right. I go in with my brownie points. It's super dark. This is definitely not a color I would put all over my brows because it would be way too dark for me. But it gives me that nice faded look. So it looks like my brow naturally goes from lighter to darker, which is kind of what your natural brows typically do anyways. So if you have more hair than me, and again, this is completely optional. If you are not used to doing your brows, or you're really unsure of how to do your brows, don't try to get fancy. You will get so frustrated. I promise you. Do not try to get fancy. You can get fancy once you feel comfortable and once you practice. So if you're starting off, then just line them with a shadow, a neutral shadow that matches. This taupe for the best is our #1 selling color for brows because it's so neutral and it matches so many people. Unless you have super, super dark hair, then you might need the brownie points. But don't try to get fancy. Just fill them in, follow your natural line, play with that until you get comfortable. Then you can get fancy. You can draw on arches. You can change the shape a little bit. You can square them off in the beginning like I did. However, whatever shape you love. All right, let's go in with the mascara so that we can tell what this eye look really looks like. And I have kind of trouble talking when I'm doing mascara, although it does help avoid the crazy, crazy mascara faces that I make and I know we all make. I always put mascara on my lower lashes. I know not everybody does. And I had somebody tell me, Wow, you put your mascara on your lower lashes way different than I've ever seen anybody do it. It's because I can't do it this way, you guys. If I try to do it like this, I get mascara all over. So if you kind of squint a little bit, it will pull your lashes up from your face to avoid getting it on your skin. And this is just the way I do it. I just can't do it the other way. It doesn't work for me. And I always coat the backs of my lashes because I want my mascara to be dark. And it helps to separate any clumping or anything. So there we go. We got one eye with mascara. It gives you a way better indication of what this eye look really looks like. So please do not judge. If you're trying eyeshadow and you're trying a new look, don't judge it until you get your mascara on, because mascara makes it all come together. And then you're gonna go, oh, well, that doesn't look as crazy as I thought. Almost done. I'm going to do Jamie, you can draw an arch on once you start practicing a little bit. It's not, I have to draw my arch on over here. It doesn't look that great right now. But it was completely rounded because I don't have any hair over there. But if you're not super like comfortable with your brows yet, then don't do it. Because you're going to go, oh my gosh, what did I do? But if you're comfortable with filling them in, you can just draw a little arch on. But here's the deal too, guys. Like, your features were made specifically and specially for you. So your eyebrow shape was made to fit your face. And I know sometimes we might look at something and go, I wish I had that, or I wish I had that. I mean, you have no idea how many times in my life that I have said, I wish I had straight hair. It would be so much easier. But I don't. This is just the hair I was given, so I work with that. And it fits me. So there you go. So you can make an arch, but, you know, embrace what you were given because it was made special for you. All right, you guys. So we got our eyes done. The mascara, the brows, completely finished it off. Let's put some lips on. I'm going to do my favorite liquid lipstick, Macaroon. Super neutral. Looks fabulous on everybody with every look because it's so neutral. I feel like it's almost a nude, but it's just a little bit darker than a nude. All right. So that is it, our finished look. We got really nitty gritty into the eyeshadow. 4 colors. 4 colors, did my eyes, did my eyeliner, and my brows. So you got 4 colors that are gonna do it all. You don't have to get complicated. You don't have to buy, 20 eyeshadow palettes unless you want to. But 4 colors is going to create depth and dimension. We've got our transition color, we've got our crease color, our extra dark crease color, and our lid color. And again, we also use that for eyeshadow or for eyeliner on the lower and top lash line, and our brows. So 4 colors did it all, you guys. So I hope this was helpful. If you have anybody in your network that struggles with eyeshadow or loves eyeshadow, or wants a nitty gritty tutorial on where to put the colors, please share my video. I would so appreciate that. All right, you guys, I'm sweating and I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of my day yet. But I'll figure it out. So I hope you guys have a fabulous, fabulous day, and I am going to see you guys tomorrow. Bye.